are some ways that you have experienced things in your life that have helped you to have that philosophy of collaboration?
Well, I mean, let's be honest, I wasn't always this way. I was a people pleaser for a long time. I received validation if somebody told me I was doing great work, right? I didn't actually probably receive love in the ways that most children do. And so it was do more, be seen, and maybe even be respected. But at the end of it, and we've heard about a lot of people today talk about it, is that I didn't really see myself and I didn't really respect myself. And to be honest, I probably didn't even love myself. And so this collaborative leadership came because it was something I craved. I was so tired of doing life alone. I was so tired of trying to prove myself to others so that I could prove myself to myself. And it really, through all of the mentorship that I've received, it really come to this place finally that, I thrive in collaboration. I thrive when we're standing shoulder to shoulder on the same team. I thrive when I don't feel like I'm fighting for my spot. And because of that, I have helped others lean into that, because I really do believe that's what brings us joy and energy and fulfillment.
Oh my goodness, mic drop. You thrive when you know that you have a space and that you're not fighting for that space. Oh, so good, Debbie. So good. Jenny, how about you? Tell us because you have such a spirit of collaboration as well. How have you gained that philosophy for yourself?
I've been on many different teams. And, sometimes I'm in the team that ends up like catching everything and doing everything. And then, in that spirit of, I want to help, right? And then realizing like I'm actually stretching myself too thin, or I'm saying yes when I really wanted to say no. And so finding those, knowing myself and understanding that these are things that I know I love to do. These are things I'm good at doing, but maybe I don't necessarily love to do. And these are things that I do because I said yes to, and I really don't want to do them. And then going, okay, it is much better if I don't do this alone. And, I think we say it as well, like it's a more effective team is better than an effective leader any day, because you have more hands. It makes for light work. Also, then everybody comes together with the same mission. And so understanding that and going, who is it that I can reach out to and ask for some help, and be able to receive that help back to say, okay, I know I would do it this way, but because I'm not actually doing it, you can do it your way and we'll still get maybe even an even better result. And so a little bit of leaning in and letting go of some of that control so that other people can also shine. And it actually looks much better on the outside and feels better on the inside. So I feel like that's how it came about.
Wow, that you made such a great point that a collaborative team is better than a leader, because there's so many more minds together that are working together, and the synergy that comes when you have a collaborative team is very powerful. And Debbie says it so well. If you have one brain, it's one brain, but if you have two brains together, you have 13 brains.
There you go.
And so, Debbie, I would like to know, what is something that you have learned as a leader that you wish you would have known when you were younger?
Well, I think that what I wanted to learn about leadership is that I was a leader. I didn't know I was a leader. Every time I'd look around for somebody to lead me, and they wouldn't, and I felt lost, and I felt a little bit hopeless, and again, it felt like a burden on my shoulder. But when I actually realized that in everything, I just naturally rose to the top of being the leader, no matter what we were doing, what we were organizing, whether it was personal family stuff, or whether it was community stuff, or whether it was in big projects. And so I looked around and I'm like, so why am I not leading? And it was a worthiness. I wasn't fully allowing myself to step into that identity. And when I did, when I looked around and said, well, why not? I realized that there was some old traumas. And some of the traumas were, what if I fail and let everybody down? What if they leave me? What if they abandon me? What if they don't like me? And, you know, it's hard to stand on a global women's leadership Symposium stage and say that out loud, but I have permission to say that because of so many women that have said it even better than I did. And so really stepping in and realizing that I was the one that I was looking for, that I was the one that I was meant to lead. And then as people started seeing me and expressing that back to me, Debbie, I love the way you hold space. I love the way that you connect the dots. I love the way you lead. I love being in your energy. I realized, why am I looking for somebody else to fill this spot? Let me do this. I can do this.
Right. Yes. And you said what we talked about with Becky Robbins, you know, that you are the one that you've been waiting for. And so many times we think it's going to be somebody else, but we are that person that we've been waiting for. Thank you, Debbie, so much for pointing that out. And Jenny, how about you? What is something that you wish you would have known sooner?
One thing I wish that has come to me, you know, is to think that leadership is a privilege and it's not necessarily something that is a burden, right? Some people say, oh, I have to lead. Well, there's so many different ways people can lead. It's not necessarily always from the front. We talk about people who can lead from within, people who can lead from the side, and some will even lead from the back to make sure that everybody is included, right? There are just so many different ways and styles. And I mean, I am in the space of branding, so I always say it's your own brand of leadership. And that is a privilege to be able to do that, to share that, to say that, and to be able to showcase that instead of thinking that, oh my goodness, I have so many people that are depending on me. It's more of, I get to do this and I get to showcase my own skills and I get to meet other people and learn from other people.